Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. If you've ever wanted to be a podcast guest, the kind that gets invited back, the kind that turns a 30-minute conversation into real visibility and real opportunity, I built something for you. I want to tell you about the Amplify Your Message, the Podcast Guest Mastery Experience. It is everything I've learned from 800 plus interviews distilled into how to actually show up as a guest that people remember and get invited back. Early bird pricing is live for a limited time. Links are in the show notes. Let's get out there and help amplify your message. Hello there, Brad Walsh here, your host of the Empowerography podcast, a platform that was created to help elevate and amplify the voices of women through sharing their stories. Today, my guest is Meka Hemmons. She is a Chicago-based portrait photographer, confidence architect, the creator of the Calm Before the Camera system, which is a framework designed to help individuals and professionals build authentic confidence in front of the lens and in life. She's also a speaker and a podcast host. Welcome, Meka. How are you?
How could one be with that list of impossibilities? My goodness, hearing somebody else say it out loud is another thing, right?
And you're doing it all, and I love it. You are so inspiring. I am so grateful that you are here with me today. I am so excited to have you here and looking forward to jumping in and sharing a little bit about your story and your journey, and of course, all of the incredibly beautiful light you put out into the world through the work you are doing. With that being said, you ready to start this party?
I am. Let's start.
All right, let's go. Before photography became your profession, before you have ever even picked up a camera as a tool for confidence and transformation, can you take us back to the version of you who didn't yet know this would be your path? And what was happening in your life internally or externally? And what the first thing that pulled you toward the lens? And when did you begin to realize that this wasn't just about taking pictures, but understanding how people see themselves?
I was very sad, Brad. I'm sorry to start off the conversation with this, but it was
Truth
not
bombs.
a good at all. It was absolutely we can't help but tell the truth. And I was in deep, dark depression. I did not like the way my life was going. My career direction was very dark for me. I was doing what I thought was really good, worldwide, important philanthropy work, and the interworkings of something like that kind of machine, unfortunately, times, whether it's corporate or whether it's just the reality of things is that it's not all hearts and rainbows in the inside. So I was very depressed. I was ill. I was very sick, and I just didn't like the way my life was going. And so I wanted to feel better about myself. And here we're getting right into it. There's no messing around with you, is there?
No, let's go.
And I know you agree with this because you and I have talked about this already, but so many times when we're feeling down about ourselves, the human of us know that the treatment is to help others.
Yes.
We have to go into our service, and I knew that I wasn't doing my service. And so that was me before. I was not in my service.
Yeah.
And it's interesting the way that you phrased the question. I didn't start using the camera and then all of a sudden knew that I had to do it to heal people. That's where I started. I started in the healing space. It just happened to be the camera as a tool that I picked up to do it.
And when did you first pick up the camera? I don't think we've ever talked about this.
We haven't talked about it. Maybe we have. I told you that my mom wanted to do what I'm doing right now. So I have 5 sisters. I grew up in a big household. The house itself wasn't big, but 6 girls, and my mom and my dad, everyone always asked them, how do you guys, one bathroom, how does that work?
Oh, man.
But I don't remember a lot of chaos, really. I remember my parents were very order driven, and they made sure that we were on it, and our schedules were never really collided. And so my mother, as one of her dreams, was to be a portrait photographer. So she had a dark room in our basement. And whenever she found time to go down and just kind of have that own personal quiet time, whereas my other sisters were just told, don't you come down here, don't open photography and dark room and don't open the door. Everybody knows that. I was the curious one. And so I'm like, you said don't open the door, but you didn't say that I couldn't come down with you. Can I be a part of this? And so it was our quiet time. And I picked up the camera at a very young age. And so it's because of my mom that I never had to take a photography class.
That's incredible education. And I don't know, you and I can geek out on this stuff forever. Yes. I also learned to shoot on black and white film, and being in the darkroom, it is just so magical seeing something that you created in a camera come to life on a piece of paper. You can't explain that process to someone unless not to fully encapsulate the magic of it to someone that has never seen it happen before or has never been part of that process. It is so beautiful to witness.
It's beautiful. It's satisfying. It combines the creative aspect and the anticipation and the artistry and the technical aspect. So yeah, thanks, Mom. I got out of that early.
That's amazing. I love that. So I'm curious then, was there a specific moment, a person, an experience, or maybe even a struggle that made you recognize the camera could be more than observation, that it could be healing? Was there one specific?
I think it was, I talked about the before me and how everything was a dark hole. And I went through this process that I really feel like our bodies know what we need if we just pause long enough to listen and engage with where we're being drawn to. And so I felt like doing this exercise. I was so sad. I was just like, what makes me happy? I hadn't thought about that in so long. And so during that process was when everything started to come together, and the camera and my natural skill sets and a lot of things that I never wanted to do again just all settled into place. And so I don't think it was one thing or one catalyst, but maybe I'm describing the moment. That was it, where I knew that if I'm going to do this thing, it's going to be with a camera. That's my tool.
I love that. And again, this is the photography reference is developing. You were developing yourself and the developed piece in photography, and it's all interrelated, and it's so beautiful and incredible. And so many people, and I'm sure you've experienced time and time again, fear the camera, but rarely ask why. What have you discovered is the real root? And in your opinion, what is the real root of that fear? Do you think it's judgment? Is it exposure? Is it loss of control? Is it something much deeper than that?
All of those words that you mentioned are probably the right answer for different people. I feel like it's a per case situation. We're all, fear encompasses so much, right? And we're all afraid of something. But you're right, Brad. It is that slowing down, that pausing. We spend so much time in avoidance because, let's face it, life throws a lot at us. No matter we all know the story. Our days are full, our work life is full, our family life is full, trying to find some self-care and self-attention. No, we don't have time for that, right?
Yeah.
And so the idea of pausing for a second and leaning into a feeling is super terrifying for most of us. Our natural inclination is to avoid it. Yeah. What can I do to distract or to get away from it? Or that's not productive. Let's do something productive. And so we don't stop to ask, number one, what is it that I'm feeling? And number two, where is this feeling coming from? And so that's the space that I dive into.
The self-awareness piece brings self-awareness about for people. That's very deep, and it is incredibly helpful. I know through your process that we've talked about those, and it will undoubtedly help people feel comfortable in front of the camera. If you get into the why first and where they're feeling it and why is it coming up and where is it coming up, and it's so incredibly powerful because more often than not, people that you get in front of your camera, I'm sure, same thing. They're not comfortable. They're scared. They're nervous. All of these things. I know I've experienced that with, I would say 90% of my clients.
That's the number that I give too. It's 90%, right? It really is, most by a long shot, right? Most people feel these same things, but it can be resolved. right?
Yeah,
It's not
absolutely.
impossible. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people, that's the sort of soapbox that I settle comfortably in, is letting
Hmm.
people know, number one, you're not alone.
Yeah.
Most people feel this way. Number two, this is not a permanent diagnosis for you. This is
No.
not a lifelong thing that you have to suffer with.
Hmm.
It can be healed.
Hmm.
And I go to the source, Brad. I don't know about you. I don't know about you. I don't like, the only word that's coming to mind is pussyfooting around. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
deep,
yeah.
so I said it. There it
There
goes.
we go.
I don't like beating around the bush, whatever. As I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, these words have a thread that we're not going to go into. Never realized that before, but just found that out. Okay. But yeah, no sidestepping. Let's use
No,
that one.
there we go.
We straight to the
Hmm.
source, and let's figure out what this is that you're dealing with,
Hmm.
resolve that, and that way it's no longer surface. It's not someone telling you to be confident anymore. It's no,
Hmm.
I have I found the space where this is coming from. I've healed it, changed that story, and now I don't have to
Hmm.
deal with this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing. We are more than just photographers. We are therapists in a sense when we work
Oh,
with
for
our
sure.
subjects, when we do photo shoots. But I don't know. I've noticed, I know that you do portraits and mine is boudoir. And there are, of course, the similarities there. But for me, see, of course, the women are incredibly nervous and guarded and all of these things when they come into the studio. But by the end of that 90 minutes, oh my fucking God, she's a completely different woman. It is unbelievable to see
Yeah.
that magic happen and to see that unfold through the session, right? It is so, again, it's a beautiful process to be part of and to witness.
It's a life source. I know that you agree with me when I say this, Brad. You and I are kismet. We noticed
Yes.
that immediately when
Yes,
we
our very first conversation.
very first conversation. We 100% are on the same page. We
Mhm.
know that this is a life source for us, for you and me.
Yeah.
We're in this for selfish reasons. Let's just admit it.
Yeah, yeah.
We like seeing other people see themselves for the first time.
Mhm.
We like the healing aspect of what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. Love, I would say, is a more
We
appropriate
love
word.
it. It keeps
Yeah.
us going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
We don't really have to go into a whole lot of detail, but when I say life source, I don't really use that word lightly.
Yeah.
For anyone who's ever battled depression, it's really difficult to see where your life is headed. And so this career path, even saying career path, it doesn't encompass everything what this is for me.
Yeah.
This saved my life.
It's a lifeline.
And so I call it an honor to help other people heal their own lives.
Yeah, it truly is for sure. And I love this. You call yourself the heart surgeon with a camera. I love that term. That is amazing. And it is so true. What emotional wounds are you actually operating on when someone steps in front of your lens?
Wow. The list is long and infinite.
Mm.
It can mean a lot of things for a lot of different people. We talked about that piece of healing, and you think about a heart surgeon. It's very meticulous. It's very centered. Love metaphysically, or I said it already, the heart metaphysically is
Mhm.
where we imagine our love comes from, the beating of our life source. It is, I keep using that word, right?
Mhm.
It's the
Yeah.
source. And so me being me, my personality, I go to the source,
Mhm.
and I am very meticulous. We're healing all the reasons why that terror, that fear that we talked about
Mhm.
is, and it can be surgical because not everybody wants to go into that deep healing space. It's
Mhm.
terrifying. We're opening up shadows. We're going into your past. We're talking about what happened when you were a kid. Just like you said, Brad, it's therapy.
Mhm.
People tell us things
Yeah.
that they don't tell anybody else,
Yes.
right?
It's true.
We are the secret keepers.
Mhm.
Tell us in confidence because, and the beautiful thing about the space that you and I get to cultivate is they want to be there. They
Mhm.
want this aspect of them, the truth about them to be seen, to be heard, to be revealed. And we get to help them do that. And sometimes that takes surgical precision.
I just love that term. That is incredible. I absolutely love it. And it's so appropriate for the work that we both do. And so thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
How did your work in Chicago at Oprah help to shape your understanding of confidence, especially in a city where grit, identity, and resilience are worn so visibly?
I think this is the first time we're saying out loud that the Oprah show is
Yeah.
where I started
Yeah. I'm just
before
going
we
in.
yeah, yeah. Before this happened, yes, I was at Oprah. And I find your question super interesting because the way that I'm hearing it is exactly how you read it. What did being there help me see, right?
Mhm.
I and maybe it's the same or maybe I'm 180ing it in my head, but it was actually what was happening on the outside that shaped what I do right now.
Mhm.
Being at in I'm gonna call it the place of where celebrities
Yeah.
gather,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Everybody knows that Oprah interviews A-list, Hollywood, across the world, high profile leadership, all that. That was Harpo Studios, that was
Uh-huh.
Oprah Winfrey, is. And so what I was seeing is I would X number of hours being at work, and then I would come home, Brad, and I
Mhm.
would talk to friends, I would talk to family, and I would talk to quote unquote normies, us normal. And the difference was so incredibly stark.
Mm.
The way that people talked, the way that people walked, the way that they talked about themselves, the expectations that they put on themselves. And I started to see this wall, this there was a desire from people on the outside to want to be like the people that were in the inside, that
Uh-huh.
celebrity world. But I was in the celebrity world, Brad, and I
Yeah.
was seeing the truth, the man behind the curtain kind of
Yeah.
thing, and I would go home and I'd be like, "How do I tell us, the normies, that what they think is, desirable, you already have,
Mhm.
and your version is so much better, so much richer, so much fuller?" I was screaming in the inside to vocalize this, and I didn't know how,
Yeah.
and I found myself just kinda saying, "I wish I could just show you what I see."
Yeah.
And again, that's where the tool of the camera came in, because what better way to do that than an
Mhm.
extension of us? The
Uh-huh.
camera, we everyone always says, "What camera do you have, Meka?" And it's like, "Doesn't matter.
No.
Really doesn't. Whatever you have in your hand is great
Uh-huh.
because it becomes, and you know this too, right? It becomes an extension of the user.
Uh-huh.
It's a really interesting way to show you your innards, the way
Uh-huh.
that we see innards.
Uh-huh.
And I'm giddy. I get excited just thinking about what we get to do, right?
Yeah, the camera is just a tool. It's we, the photographers, who create the imagery with our subjects in in community, in what's the word I'm in conjunction with,
Yeah,
together
in
with our
collaboration.
subject, in
That's
collaboration
the
with
word.
our subjects. It's we who create the image, the two of us, or the three, however many subjects you're working with at the time. It's not the
Yeah,
camera. The camera is just the tool. It's the vehicle. That's it.
sure.
It's a
What I like to say
Mhm.
is the camera's only showing what you're giving, and I know you have a lot more questions about that. Let's get into it.
We're gonna get into all of it. We're just getting started. We're just scratching the surface here. But that what you were experiencing and wanting to show and shout to people, that and this boggles my mind, this whole how we put these people on pedestals and they're just human beings just like you and me. That's it.
There.
And yet we elevate them to this incredible level of status because we see them on a movie screen or we see them on a television screen or,
They're
you know,
sparkly.
yeah, they're just people.
Yeah. They do not bleed gold, I
Nope.
promise. They're just like me and you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This celebrity worship culture is just it's very saddening actually. It really is. That
Yeah, again, this is one of the giant reasons why I went into this. I don't have that gene where you see someone who's famous walking down the street and all of a sudden you forget how to walk and
yeah.
drool is coming down your I'm not that person. I have honor and respect, but I do recognize we're all the same.
Yeah.
That's us, right? And so, yeah, I do want that message to come across in the
Mhm.
work that this desire to be something other than yourself has to go.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. When someone says to you, because and I've heard this many times, and I'm sure you have as well, I'm not photogenic. What
Yes.
what are they confessing, really? What's underneath that?
Photogenic is probably one of my least favorite words in the English vocabulary. And I'm gonna be real, nobody's
Mhm.
gonna like this, but I'm saying it anyway. When you say that you're not photogenic or when you say that what is it? Unphotogenic when you're
I'm
not
not
photogenic?
photogenic. Yep.
Photogenic is a made up word. It doesn't mean anything. That's my first soapbox verbiage. All that means is that there is someone waved a magic wand somewhere and put certain people in a pile where everything they do is going to be gorgeous and acceptable and they can't do anything wrong. And that just means the rest of us are in this other pile.
Yeah.
Good luck, you guys over there. And I say it like that because it sounds ludicrous, right?
Mhm.
Because I want people to know it is ludicrous. Second reason why photogenic is, and I say this is a phrase of one of my talks, photogenic is a dirty word, is because it takes responsibility off you and me, Brad. It is our profession, our duty, our job, literally, to show people in the best light
Yes.
or the truest light, to pick your poison. And so as a blanket statement, of course there are nuances, but as a blanket statement, if your photo is bad, it's not your fault, it's ours. So photogenic can go kick rocks, that concept. And here's the part that I say that people don't necessarily like, but it's true. When you say, I'm not photogenic, what you're really saying is, I'm not attractive. Attraction is subjective. Who are you? And honestly, the person in the photo, the person who you are trying to be attractive to in your photo is not anyone else. It's you.
Right there. Truth bomb, mic drop, all of it. That is so powerful, Meka.
And so the disconnect is that we're not connecting with ourselves. That is the healing space that, again, we go into. You're not trying to attract or connect with anyone else but you. So when you're looking at photos and you're like, that's not right for anybody else, let's reframe it, because that's not the goal of this. And that's not actually what you're seeing.
Yeah, I love that. And this is something that, so with my clients, before I do a shoot with them, I do a pre-shoot consult. And one of the very first questions I ask them, why do you want to do a boudoir shoot? And I would say 7 out of 10 times, the answer is, I'm doing it for my partner. And that makes me cringe on the inside. And it makes my heart sad.
Yeah.
And then I say, okay, I understand the sentiment behind it, but let's reframe that. Let's look at this through a different lens. I say, first and foremost, this is about you. It is about you and it is for you. If you want to gift the images to your partner, to whoever it is that you're doing, that you have in your mind that you're doing this for, great. Go ahead. But first and foremost, this is about you. It's about the experience for you. The images aren't even what it's about. It's about the experience. The images are a byproduct of what we are creating together. First and foremost, we're creating an experience for you. That's the most important piece.
And let's be real. I'm going to say it because this is your podcast and I'm a guest, so I'm going to say it this way. That's not always the case, but it is 100% what you and I bring.
For sure.
We sell an experience.
Yeah.
You're going to get some photos later, but before that even happens, you're going to have a good look at you. And this is going to be quite the experience, whether it's transformation or revelation or remembrance. That's how I like to phrase it.
Love it. Yes. So at SpiderMeka Portraits, you've worked with leaders, entrepreneurs, teams. What is the biggest lie that you see high achievers believe about confidence?
That is a wonderful question. The biggest lie that I see high achievers believe about confidence is that you can purchase it like it's a brand marketing filter that you can just push a button and apply to your company, your brand, your photos, whatever, your language. It is not.
Break it down. Be real. One time, be real. Let's go.
Yeah, there you go. It is not a boxable, one size fits all filter application. They fail to realize that I wish I had I was gonna say I wish I had a bottle of whiskey next to me right now, but let's be also real. There's one 3 feet behind me. Whenever I say the word authenticity, I'm like, take a shot because it's an overused
Yeah.
word right now.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond it being overused, the word still means something.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have to continue giving people the reminder that without authenticity, you literally have nothing. You
Right.
have to go back to the foundation, to ground zero, square one, whatever term you want to use. Start there. What's your why? Who are you? Why are you here? If you try to skip over those foundational questions, everything that you're going to create is going to be erratic, confusing to your client, your customers, to you.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot move forward unless you have the foundational pieces, the architecture is what I like to say, in
Mm-hmm.
place.
Yep.
And yeah, that's the horrible premise. It's, the business world. It's like, let's just have this conversation and we're going to be confident, right? And let's cross our arms
Yeah.
and this is confidence.
Yeah, this is what confidence looks like. No, unfortunately, it is not, my friend. It is not that simple. And that authenticity piece that creates relatability to others when you are authentically, and I know the word is, yes, it's way overused, but it is
We just take
important. Yeah,
say it and take a shot.
there we
That's all.
go. I don't have any whiskey here. I got some beer in the fridge over there, though. Beer
We
works
can
for me. Do you think that more people are afraid of being judged or being fully seen and having no excuse to hide behind?
It is. I love that question too. It is. I really do feel like it's a feeling seen space rather than being judged. I think saying out loud, I'm afraid to be judged, just like saying out loud, I don't think I'm photogenic. I think that these sort of phrases and these words have become very commonplace
Mm-hmm.
and also complacent in our conversation now, but it's not really what we mean to say, right?
Yeah.
And you strip everything away and you put someone in the room with the camera and you're like, there is no judgment here. Let's still take your photo. And they're like, wait a second, what? And so, yeah, it's less about being judged and definitely more about being seen, because when it's just, you have to look in the mirror
Mm-hmm.
and face those things that you may not like about yourself, that you may not like about your world. And we don't like that. It disrupts where we'd like to be going. And so it's terrifying. It's
Mm-hmm.
scary. We don't know how to navigate it. Some people get stuck there,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
You don't know how to come out of that space once you get in.
Mm-hmm.
And so learning how, being guided, being with someone to help you navigate those spaces it's a really good idea. The avoidance
Yeah.
is not a good idea.
It's raw, it's vulnerable, it's all the things. But like you said, to your point, if you have someone there with you, guiding you through it, helping you through it, because we can't do this alone. None of it.
We lie to ourselves a lot. That's that negative talk in the
Mm-hmm.
back, right? They're all lies. They're all lies, every single one. And so having someone there to not just tell you the truth, but show you the truth. That's what we get to do, Brad. We get to show the truth before the retouching is done, before the filters are applied or whatever is going on. Click. Look at this.
Yes. And that's a big thing that I do, and I know you do as well. But I do know that a lot of other photographers don't show their subjects, their clients, the back of the camera during the shoot, because that's raw, that's unedited, that's not perfect, that's not. And I'm like, no, they need to see, because this is part of the process in helping our clients feel comfortable. Is look at what we're capturing. Sorry, wrong word. Look at what we're look at the image we just created. Look at this. You are absolutely stunning, and this is who you truly are. And so showing them the back of the camera helps boost their confidence during that process, which is so important, because again, that also helps our clients drop their guard and feel more comfortable in front of the camera. And then they start to loosen up and feel good. And you can notice a shift in their energy when you do that.
It's so good. Absolutely.
It is. It's amazing. We live, of course, in an image saturated world. The sound bites, the image, like coming at us 1,000 miles a minute. Do you think that constant exposure to curated, or dare we say airbrushed images, this incredibly false sense of what beauty is, has made us more visible or invisible to each other?
I think visible, but in a not so good way. There is, I call it the clone effect that's happening right now. Um, my brother, I only have sisters by blood, but I have people that are very close to me, so I call them family. So one of my brothers, he just recently got remarried, but before, and he was just on a dating scene, right? And he was talking about the apps. We talk about the apps. And so he said he's on the apps and he found it frustrating, just really hard. And I said, "Tell me why." He said, "Because everybody looks the same. They all feel like this is how they're supposed to look. So every single photo, he said, I can't tell these women apart anymore. They all look the." And I thought about that, and it's a very good mirror about what your question is asking right now, that visibility versus are we hiding? I think we are paying attention to ourselves a lot more, but in the wrong way. We're paying attention to ourselves to say, how can I change what I am so that I can look like what the current acceptable picture of beauty is right now? And don't have to say out loud. I think everyone knows by now that's the opposite of what we're supposed to be thinking about and striving to, right? It's 2026. I think it's safe to say that anything goes right now. You can pretty much walk out the house in your pajamas or in your, dare I say, birthday suit. You can do anything you want to these days, and someone will applaud. And so if that only person that's applauding is you and you're feeling great and you're not hurting anybody, then let's see more of that. Yes, please.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. If confidence then is architecture, what are we currently building in our culture and society? Strong foundations or beautiful facades with nothing behind them? Buildings.
Yeah. Architecture is one of my favorite words these days. And what happens when we build things that are based on trend or based on insecurity? It's like building the house of straw. It's going to knock down. It is not stable. It may look grandiose from afar, but as soon as the rains come or as soon as the wind blows, all of that goes away. And so what do you have left? Where are the bones? Where is the true foundation and architecture that we love so much? It's not in what someone else is saying about you. It's not in what's in your closet. It's not in your makeup counter. It really is the emotional value, self-worth that we have within ourselves. And Brad, that's damaged these days. It's when, as a entrepreneur, you go to networking events and you have your 30-second pitch or blah, blah, blah. You're in a room full of 100 people. We're trying our best to remember everybody. It's really difficult. And so also people like to separate business from emotion. I make no, my business is built on emotion. It just is. I don't mind crying anywhere, anytime with anyone. And so I'll start off talking sometimes, and the first words out of my mouth is, "It's not your fault." And people, their eyebrows furrow because their first words is, and I'm not making fun of anybody, but my point for saying this is that you shock the room sometimes when you bring people down to the root of why we're all here. It's to be seen, it's to be heard, it's to be remembered. And if you're not coming out with the truth of who you are, you will not be seen, you will not be heard, you will not be remembered. And we forget that. We think we have to perform. But the architecture of what we're talking about is authentic presence. Take another shot of.
Yes, all these labels that we define ourselves by, that's not who you are. It's just a fucking label. That's all it is. Let's get to the heart of it. Let's get to
it. Where have we heard that before?
Oh, I don't know. Somewhere sprinkled in here.
It sounds good. I agree with it, wherever it came.
In your opinion, then, is confidence something you gain or something you return to after years of abandoning yourself?
Whoa, my gosh, that is a good question. Wow. So we talk about how pretty much I have this running joke that isn't a joke at all. And it goes something like, we spend the entirety of our adulthood undoing everything we learned as a child. And so I feel like confidence is something that one can learn rather than going backwards to, because at some point we talk about children and how they're kind of unafraid and they're
Yep.
adventurous and they laugh a lot, and it's all survival when you're a kid. It's all emotion and survival. You look at your child and that's what it means to be a human without bills and without stress. They just don't care about 401k at that age,
Yeah.
right? And so we can qualify that as confident. And at some point on our way to adulthood, we lose that. We start feeling like people are looking at us the wrong way and things shift. But what about when the unfortunate circumstances arise where even a child does not feel safe? And so this can be a very long conversation, but I'm trying to shorten my point, which is going back to regain confidence that you lost. I feel like is honestly something not to aspire to, because who you were back then, we have evolved beyond that. Every day you're someone different. Every day I'm a different person than I was 2 years ago or before the pandemic or before I moved in with my partner when I got my braces off. I've had these different spaces in my life where we've evolved that we can name, and then we're changing right now. I'm being changed by the conversation I'm having with you right now. We can't go back. We don't think about, oh, I used to be confident there. How can I be that person again? No, I'm in the space of let's help people embrace who they are today. And that's where real confidence can now grow and sustain itself. You don't have the same parameters as you did back then. Honor those days, mourn those days if you need to, but then settle into, and not resentfully settle, but what I mean is ground yourself, get in there, dig in, lean in to what's happening right now and build from that.
Own that shit.
Hey, you just said in 3 words what I just spent the last
No, but
60 seconds.
but you beautifully explained it. You're right. We can't go back because that person no longer exists. Yes, the memories are there. Absolutely, of course. And of course, we could take lessons from children and that childlike innocence and courage and all of that stuff.
Freedom.
But you can't go back to that person. So dig in, to use your word, and build that confidence from here. If you need the help, build it from here.
I like your phrasing. Own that shit.
Own that shit. That's it. I'm telling you. When was the last time that you saw someone meet themselves for the first time? And what did that teach you about what's possible for the rest of us?
Can I use myself as an example?
Yes, of course you can.
Yesterday.
You met yourself yesterday.
You're right. Yeah. There is, gosh, I think it happens just about every time someone sees their images. There are a few people who are, okay, I got this done. Yes, Meka, you were great, but I just needed a LinkedIn head.
Yeah.
Kind of like, whoa, oh God, I'm done with it.
It's over.
That's a space I'm in a lot of times. But when we peel away that layer, it is a beautiful thing. You asked a great question. What do I learn in that space when that happens? And what I learn is, how can I put it? I learned that it continues to be necessary work. That's what I learned. Whenever I think, should I be doing things differently? Immediately it's a nope. Everybody's different. You got to keep doing this. So I continue to learn that the similarities that we all have. I continue to learn that we talk about women a lot and insecurities and things like that. I've learned that men feel exactly the same way. They show up in front.
But they don't talk about it.
I'll go into, again, networking spaces often, and I'll say my thing. And we're supposed to niche or whatever, and so I market very heavily toward women. But every single time, a gentleman will kind of snuggle up quietly next to me, and he'll ask, "Oh, I really love what you said. Will you photograph me too?
Keep it on the low. Keep this on the low.
It's almost like they're really trying to do it
Covertly, yeah.
covertly. Thank you. I'm like, is there an H in there? No.
No.
But yeah, it's really something to learn how human and how on the same wavelength so many of us are. And I learned a lot about myself in this process. I talk a lot about performance, not presence. That's a phrase I use a lot. And the same applies to me. I can't perform when I'm photographing. I don't go to work and wear a hat and use a template for everyone. It's all a one-on-one, very intimate space, very customizable, I have to be a good listener and attend to individual needs. And so I keep learning how I communicate with people so that everyone leaves knowing that this wasn't just a transaction for me.
It's an incredibly intimate experience for sure. And I love that you shared that about the men. These are the conversations we need to have, and everybody needs to be at the table, not just women, because only women do not struggle with this thing. It is all of us, and we need to talk about it. We need to voice these things, and conversation is the fucking catalyst for change. We have to have the conversations. We have to let people know that you're not alone. There are other men who suffer from these things and go through and deal with these things as well.
Absolutely.
It's the same thing for women. We just need to come together and have the conversations and let people know that it's okay to feel this way. It's normal, and we're going to help you.
It's normal, and it can be helped.
Yes, for sure.
And we're here to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to talk about, because you and I have talked about this before, your calm before the camera system that you have created. It's not really about photography. It's about regulation. So are we living in a world, in your opinion, with what in the clients, where people are chronically dysregulated and calling it ambition?
Ooh, I feel like we're living in a world where people are chronically dysregulated and calling it normal.
Which is sad.
Which is sad. Yeah. Because we're all doing it, because misery loves company, because it's so easy to pick the kids up and talk to Molly or Paula on the same, you're waiting for your kids, and it's water cooler talk. Everybody commiserates. I'm too busy for this. I'm too busy for that. It feels like you're part of the world, right? It's a removal of loneliness to know that, oh, if I'm feeling like shit, everybody else is feeling like shit. This must be okay. I feel part of the crowd, right? How dare I get my life together, because then I won't have any friends because everybody's suffering, right? It's not normal to be dysregulated. Our nervous systems are highly taxed, and that's why we get ill, and that's why chaos happens. And it's okay to be aligned and to do things that feel good for you. And so, no, I don't feel like it's ambitious. I feel like we think it's normal.
We've normalized it.
We've normalized it. Yeah.
We need to shift that again. Conversations through our work that we do as photographers.
There's this point of I've had enough that I think maybe not all of us have arrived at yet. I say I've had enough at least 17 times a week. I'm breaking plates and I'm kicking holes in walls, and I used to be very sweet and soft-spoken about it. No, I in our hair, and we're getting rashes, and we can't sleep, and enough is enough. I'm getting loud on this podcast.
Yeah, you're passionate. It's passion.
It's ridiculous what we accept in our lives and think that there's something wrong with us when we challenge it. That is the disconnect. And so, hey, listeners, it is okay to not be, it is not okay to not be okay. And when you stop thinking that it's okay and pause and identify the problem, that's when problem solving happens. And what a world this would be if more of us just kind of started doing that.
It would be absolutely incredible.
The good the additional good, I should say, because all of us are inherently, we don't want to cause anybody harm. We all have good intentions. We got big hearts. We want to take care of our fellow man and woman, etc., and non-genders. And what about starting with ourselves?
That's where it needs to start. We are the foundation for all of it. It has to start here, right here at home with us, and then it ripples out to other. I've been saying a lot lately is if people could see themselves as other people see them, what a fucking magical world this would be.
Truth bomb right there.
It would be so beautiful and powerful, and it would be amazing. Now, speaking about the nervous system, why do you think for some people being seen triggers such a primal response in them, in so many people?
Because it means we have work to do. We don't want to work. Work is hard. We have to get up and go to work and get paid so that we can survive. We don't want to do work on the side where it's difficult and we're not getting paid for it. And who knows what the outcome is going to be. We were trained to not touch fire when we were children. And change is fire. Catalyst is fire. It hurts. It burns. It could completely char the fuck out of us. We don't want to have anything to do with that. Shadow work, darkness. We label these terms for the work that we do. And what's interesting is that when someone says self-care, trying to put a lighter label on it, then we make fun of it. Oh, that's too woo. That's too touchy-feely. That's emotional, and that has no place in this, right?
Yes.
Like we do everything in our natural power to avoid being better people.
To bettering ourselves,
the inside out. Yeah.
I think we need to come up with a different word for work because there is negative connotation with that word. I don't know what that word could be, but I think I'm gonna think on that, see if I can come up with a different word for that, because to make it more acceptable, and maybe if we change the wording that we use, people will look at it differently and not think of it as a bad thing or not be so resistant to it. I don't know. Just a thought.
Oh, I'm a huge fan of changing vocabulary. Huge fan.
We'll put our heads together and see what we can come up with. I'm sure we can come up with something good.
You're the alchemist. I'm sure you
And you are the oracle.
I see it happening.
There you go. See? What role does the nervous system play in whether someone is perceived as credible, trustworthy, or powerful before they even speak?
The nervous system protects us. The nervous system cannot be hidden. Eyes being the window to the soul. We both see everything outwardly, and we are perceived through the space of visual connection. So what role does the nervous system play in visibility and all these things, credibility? If I'm looking at you, because the click of the camera or even moving video, you can't avoid looking, right? We are able to see what's going on behind these lenses, the eyeballs. You can't hide it. If you're lying, we see it. If you're uncomfortable, we see it. The opposite is true. If you're being heartfelt and real, we see that. If you're in a space of discomfort, but you're pushing through because you know it's important and you've moved beyond the space of, I don't want to hide anymore. I want to show up. We are perceptive. We know the truth behind what's happening. And so that's the direct link. Whatever your nervous system is affecting for the rest of your entire body, it's coming out, whether you know it or not, in your expression, your body language, the way that you're breathing, for goodness sakes. And others can perceive that. It is a direct correlation.
Beautifully said. Thank you for illustrating so beautifully with your words. Love it. If someone wanted to rebuild their relationship with being seen, what is one small daily act of visibility they could practice to help with that?
That's a hard one, not to answer, but just because different things work for different people. So I don't know if just one thing could do it. So I'll give you a few things, and then people can choose which one works for them. So mantras, just one little rephrasing every day instead of just looking in the mirror to make sure there's no toothpaste left on your jaw. Give yourself some eye contact and say these words, for example, I am me, and I don't have to apologize for that. Start there. If mantras aren't your thing, how about you breathe just for a moment? One deep inhale, exhale before you open your front door in the morning and go about your day, just to ground yourself. If breathing is not your thing, do one thing a day that brings you joy and laughter. It's amazing how many people forget that simple thing. There are 24 hours in our day, and I know people who haven't laughed 1 minute of it. These are 3 really easy things to get into, and they all don't involve anybody else. And once you get into the habit of doing it, you crave it more and more because you know what it's doing in a good way to your nervous system.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing those. Very powerful. So you have choice here, people. Let's go to the moment before the camera even comes out. What happens internally, do you think, for most people in those first few seconds, moments, when they realize that they're really about to be seen?
Oh, it's absolute terror. It's chaos. It's that. It is. People are so ready to grab the handle of my studio door and run the F out. What have I done? I've made a horrible mistake. They're so ready to go. So I applaud everyone who sticks around long enough to see it to the end. I really do applaud you. It is not a feat to be taken lightly. Yeah. It's not a pleasant space. To taking care of everybody else. Why is this camera on me? What did I agree to? Yeah.
How did I get here? Why did I say yes? What is a practical way to prepare emotionally before stepping into any environment where someone will be evaluated or judged or any of those things?
I really do like the idea of taking the judgment. I know it's hard. Believe me, I do. We're all human. We don't want to show up in a way that will be remembered and someone is thinking ill of us. It's human. It's natural. I get it. I'm not saying that I'm expecting people to never be in that space again. It happens to the best of us, whatever, right? But the more we can get used to the non-performance factor and just remembering that we all experience the same things. No one's looking at you and expecting you to be an alien, superhuman, non-affected being. And so the more honest you can be with, you know what? I don't have to perform. I just have to be present and be honest with myself and the people that are around me of where I am in this space. That will tremendously affect your outcome. That connection that I talked about earlier, I promise you, that's all anybody wants. It's just connection. If you connect, you've already won.
Yeah.
You've won the client, you've won the audience, you've won your events. You've won if you just connect. Don't perform.
That's it. Beautifully said. Can you give listeners a reframing exercise to move from how do I look to a bit more of a healthier question that changes their focus entirely?
I would love to. Thank you for asking me to do this, Brett. You ready? Here it is. It's not how do I look. It's what do I want them to hear? What do I want to say? What do I want them to leave with? Those are the real questions. What do I want to say? Start there. Because if you pause, and again, don't think about the performance factor. Nobody cares what you look like. They really don't.
No.
I always tell people, you can roll out of bed. We're going to have a lot of fun. You don't really hair and makeup. I have it because it makes you feel better, whatever, but let's just play. But what's happening is once you're in front of the camera or wherever we tend to be operating, it's the message. It's the impression. So you're going to pause. You're going to stop fussing with your hair. You're going to stop worrying about your shoes or whatever is going on. And you're going to ask yourself, what do I really need them to hear coming from me right now? What do I want to say? That's the reframe. That's where the wealth of authenticity will come out.
Beautiful. And that is so powerful. And yeah, I think it would be very hard to get people to step in front of the camera without the hair and makeup, but it is possible. And
it happens more than you think. Everyone, and I know both you and I know that so many of our people that we get to play with, their phrasing is always, just tell me what to do. They don't want to think about it.
Yep.
They've got decision fatigue. It's a real thing.
Yep.
I have it every 24 minutes. They just want to be told, tell me what to do. But I do leave that space open. And I say, I'm not going to do that when it comes to how you look, because I don't want you looking at these pictures later and saying, I never wear makeup. Why did I do it this time? I don't recognize this. I feel I've got to, now I have buyer's remorse and all this. I take people through this really looking in the mirror sort of conversation, questioning, where before they say yes to hair and makeup, they know exactly why they're saying yes or why they're saying no. So now it's no longer a Meka should I, it's, oh, I absolutely know what's going to happen right now because I've workshopped the real source of how I feel about this space.
And that's an incredibly important conversation. I think that just speaks volumes as to who you are as a photographer and the work you do and how seriously you take your work. I think that's incredible.
Like I said in the beginning of our conversation, I'm very selfish. It's all about me. No, I'm joking. I don't want to do any more work at the end. No, I don't want to have to retouch out your eyebrows. I'm joking. Serious. I want this to be the most comfortable thing that you've ever done, because historically it's the most uncomfortable thing you've ever done.
We're about to change that.
Hey, now flip that script.
Yes. You're launching Unbeautifying, shifting how we see to heal how we live. What does it mean to unbeautify something? And why might that be the very thing that finally helps heal how we see ourselves?
I am so fucking excited about this new podcast. Unbeautifying. And you're the first person to hear this. So I was going to call it the beauty myth, but some woman I forget her name because I don't like doing a lot of comparative research, let's call it that.
Yep.
But apparently there was a woman in the 1990s, she wrote a book and she branded the phrase, the beauty myth. And so again, very selfish. I didn't want people searching the beauty myth and finding her instead of me. Well, I did some whiteboarding. I love getting my thoughts out on paper. That's how I process. And what emerged was unbeautifying. Same concept, but now it's my word that never existed before. Yay me, whatever.
Celebrating you.
Celebrating me. This idea of unbeautifying is, once again, taking the current construct of what people think beauty is and inserting the truth. We are unbeautifying the beauty industry. It is not okay to do the things that we're doing to ourselves right now when it comes to comparison and feeling like we're not enough and feeling like we need to be a clone of someone else or aspiring to things that are inherently unhealthy for us. So what we think of the beauty industry, we are now unbeautiful.
Oh, fuck. I love that. That it's so needed. It really is. Hats off to your brilliance. I think it's amazing and it's going to be phenomenal. I know it will.
You're very kind, Mr. Podcast connoisseur. I respect that. I really do. Thank you for saying that. I am excited about it. And it will be a lot of me beginning, just bringing people into these thought processes, these beliefs, right? But I hope that I get to have you as a guest on at some point and we can have more deep conversations about this and more, because as you noted and we kind of talked about earlier, this is a universal conversation. It's not just women, it's not just old people, it's not just pick. I don't know which one she is, but whatever.
Me neither. I would be honored, absolutely honored. It would be my pleasure.
Now it's been recorded, so you can't say no later.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I would not back out of that. I want to be part of that conversation because it is such an incredibly important conversation. So I accept your invitation. And thank you for sharing this for the first time. I am honored that you chose to share it here. So thank you for that. Now, you and I discovered that we've walked incredibly parallel paths, both starting behind the camera, then moving into behind the microphone. And it feels like both mediums are really about the same thing, helping people be seen and heard in a very, very truthful way. From your perspective, what is the role of storytelling in photography versus podcasting? And how do those two platforms differently and powerfully shape the way people understand themselves and share their humanity with others?
Maybe a little bit of your selfishness is put in here too.
Just a little bit. Just a little.
And I use the word selfish lightly. I know how much you love the space. The conversation part is the part that, as we noted earlier, is very often missing. The pausing of, let's unpack what's really going on at the root and the source of these fears, these inhibitions, these worries. And so where in the camera space, we can do that conceptually. We can do it without words. We don't have to talk. I can click, I can show, you can cry. Now we're done. But when we get to make space for the exchange of words, the exchange of questions, the exchange of, I'm on this side of what I'm hearing from you. Now I'm curious. Tell me more about where that came from, where this got you, how this reacted in some place in your life. And we grow and we go deeper and we come out so much more changed after the concept is now real because it's been spoken. The concept is more real because someone else is going through this too. The concept is more real because it wasn't just my voice in my head going over things and doubting again and being distracted by life. Now someone else has asked me to peel back some layers that I didn't even know. They go hand in hand.
I love it. It is, they're both, I think they're two of the most powerful mediums out there for storytelling. It is incredible what you can portray, uncover through both photography and podcasting. And the through line and the golden thread through all of it is storytelling.
It is storytelling. Not to sound like what do you call it? Whatever, no disclaimers. What I'm trying to say is it's not every time someone comes through the door, I'm like, sit down, let's do a podcast. But the conversation, I didn't really realize it until you just asked me just now. That's exactly what happens with a person. It is definitely not transactional with us.
No.
It's not just you're a number, sit in the chair and let's churn this out. Whether the microphone is recording or not, right? You and I, we are podcasting it out with every person that we photograph. We're talking, we're helping them leave with something multi-layered, more multi-sensory, multi-affecting.
That's powerful. That is really, I never thought about that either, actually. That's really powerful. Thank you for shining a light on that.
Oh, for sure.
If someone listening realizes right now that they've been shrinking, avoiding, or waiting until they feel ready, what would you say directly to them?
Stop waiting. Everybody knows. It's a conceptual, universal thing that we say we know, but we don't know it until we know it. I need to lose 20 pounds. I need to wait until the kids are back in school for the year. Whatever, right? In 2 months, you're going to be 5 pounds heavier than you are right now. Let's all face it. And even when the kids are back in school, Auntie Sue is going to want to come to visit. So now she's going to disrupt your schedule. When is there ever planned perfect timing? And the longer you wait, the more you're sitting with the things that you've already been suffering with. And when is it going to be enough? When will you allow yourself to finally release those patterns? Hello, when will you start trusting that the photographer's job the right photographer, let's qualify it, that the right photographer's job is to help you with the things that you feel like you have to pause right now. You don't have to do this alone. We all want to be independent, and I'm going to work on this, and you don't have to.
Yeah.
If you let somebody else help you, someone who's qualified, someone who's trained, someone who can take the weight off your shoulders, you don't have to carry this alone. That's literally why we are here, to help you with these very specific things that you're using as an excuse to hold off doing. Yeah.
There will always be another excuse. Always.
Always.
There's never, ever a perfect time. Just do the damn thing for yourself. Treat yourself.
That is a very concise reply. Just do the damn thing. I said a lot more words, but
That's
I like
okay.
your phrase.
You're a wonderful wordsmith. I love it. What do you think your unique skill set or superpower is that's helped you become successful?
I'm a wordsmith. No.
That helps for sure. It does.
You know what? I'm laughing about it. We're laughing about it, but
It's
being
true.
a clear communicator, I think there's something to that.
For sure.
The skill sets that made me
Successful.
brought me here. Successful. Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to call it empathy/selfishness. There's that word again.
The S word.
And here's why that I'm using selfish in this setting for this answer. I know that life is short. I also know that there are a hell of a lot of things that are beyond my control. And so the things that I can control, damn it, I want to. I want to be very clear. I am not a control freak. I've assessed myself several times. I'm not at freak level yet. But where I am is an understanding and appreciation, a gratitude, and feeling like it is my duty and my right and my responsibility that when I am faced with a situation that I can tweak some levers, I'm going to. Because if I have to do this, I want to be able to laugh a little bit about it. I want to enjoy myself. I want to come out of it feeling like I didn't just waste X amount of time.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And so there is this selfishness about how I've built my business, because I'm only giving people what I want if I were to go through this process. Truth. And then the empathy layer comes over that, because I'm not yelling at people. I'm not pointing my finger, kind of like I'm doing right now. This is a podcast, so I feel safe. But when I'm in a session, I don't typically yell at people. There's a kindness, there's an empathetic approach to everything, because I do understand what you're going through. We've all been here.
Yeah. Beautiful. I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. You're so kind and polite in your podcast. Can we just stay here forever?
Yes, we can. How do you define success?
Differently every day.
Okay.
Every single day, success looks different for me. This is my 10-year anniversary. 10 years ago, I would not have defined success as what I'm defining it as now.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Honestly, 2 days ago, my definition of success was different than what it is now. I feel like it's healthy to redefine what success means to you. I don't think that it has one definition. I feel like the broad definition is a reassessment of where your values and your efforts lie. Whatever that intersection is, that's your personal definition of success. And I feel like it's very healthy to reevaluate when things are feeling very challenging. It's either, we like to say, the universe is making sure that we are certain that this is the direction that we want to go into. We do say that a lot. So sure, I agree. There could be some of that. Then there's also not everything is supposed to be so hard.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when we're coming up against a lot of resistance that way, take a step back and try to see, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Or how can I shift some things to make this easier? Once you do that, you are successful.
Powerful. What does the word empowerment mean to you?
Is it okay if I don't think about that word a whole lot?
Yeah, of course.
I think about the word power. I don't know if I think about the word empowerment. I think if something is empowering, it is a catalyst to help you feel powerful. And some part of me feels like, why do you need anything? to feel that.
Oh, that's a very interesting perspective. I love that. It is a catalyst to help you feel powerful, but why do you need anything to do that? You should just feel your power and embrace it, embody it. I love that.
Yes.
Beautifully said. Again, with the words. Meka, you are incredible.
Stop. You're making me blush.
Okay, we're going to jump into a little rapid fire section. So the next grouping of questions just be 1, 2, 3 word answer type thing.
Got it.
What is your favorite way to celebrate?
No pants, Vampire Diaries.
Jesus Christ. One word to describe your 2025.
Fucked up. That's more than one word.
That's okay. No, 1, 2, 3 words.
No, 2025 was not fucked up. It was commitment and consistency. That's the truth.
Okay. If you could teach the world one thing, what would it be?
To have a therapist. Everybody needs a therapist.
One book that changed your life.
Horton Hears a Who.
Dr. Seuss.
I'm not even joking. That yap gets me every time. We are here, damn it.
And we are.
We are here.
If you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
That I genuinely wanted everybody to have a good time here on this planet.
What is one thing you love about yourself that is not related to your physical appearance?
Oh, my humor, of course.
Of course. What else would it be? Or your wordsmithing.
I'm so funny, Brad. I don't even know.
You are. That was a ridiculous question. Sorry. I recant that question.
You're freaking. It's okay.
One word that defines the woman that you are becoming.
Bamboo.
Okay. That concludes our rapid fire section. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. I created a bonus question that I did not send you ahead of time. How do you define love? Both the kind you give and the kind you receive.
That is how dare you? It's a really beautiful question. Love, I don't think love is what we maybe are taught or brought up to believe. I do think that there are different kinds of loves. Mm-hmm. There's, of course, self-love, look in the mirror. And we talked this whole podcast about that mostly. And then there's love that we share with other people. And then some people would also throw in agape love, the love that we have with a higher being. Mm-hmm. All three are very different. Which one do you want me to?
Whichever one you want. Self-love. Let's go with self-love.
Self-love. That's the easiest one.
Because that's the most important one.
Thank you. Took the words right out of my mouth. That is the most important one. Without self-love, the way that I define it and have talked about it for many years, actually since the beginning, it is impossible to love fully, truly, honestly, without loving ourselves. And that doesn't mean that I wake up every day and I think I'm a perfect person or I love everything about myself. That's not what I'm saying at all. But love encompasses respect. And I do have respect for myself. And what that means is I do pause when I need to pause to make myself aware of how I'm fitting into these surroundings and how these surroundings are serving me. That in itself is pretty powerful. Mm-hmm. And I think that sense of I want to be aligned with myself and the things around me, I don't think that's selfish.
No.
I think that it's necessary. That's the word I'm using here. Mm-hmm. And I really do want to make other people aware that to stop fighting alignment, to know that alignment is a real thing and that energy source is literally what navigates and affects everything you touch in the entirety of your life. And that's where it starts.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing that. Very beautiful perspective. If you could step into my shoes, what is one question you would ask yourself that I didn't ask you?
Didn't you ask me like 30, 40?
Yep.
I don't know. Where do we go from here?
Okay, where do we go from here?
We keep putting good out into the world, Brett. That's all we can do every day. Even when we hurt, even when we don't think that it's taking effect, and especially when we feel like it, without judgment. Keep putting the good stuff out there.
Love it. If you had the opportunity to sit down and have a 1-hour conversation with one woman, any woman in the world, who would it be and why?
This is the question that's legit going to make me cry. I would love to have a conversation with my mother as a child. So if I could go back in time and talk to Frances Williams, who at 10 years old or 13 or wherever that shift happened for her, where she stopped feeling powerful, I want to talk to her.
That is an incredible answer. I love it. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be?
Go to sleep.
All right. Go to sleep.
I slept any of my 20s, and I really regret it. I needed so bad, and I didn't. That's all I need her to do is just sleep more.
Lastly, Meka, if you were to deliver your last 30-second speech to the world, your corner of the world, your people, your tribe, what would that last 30 seconds sound like? What words of wisdom would you impart?
No pressure, right?
None. None at all.
I want the world to know that humanity is a really beautiful thing. It is a gift from who knows is debatable, but it is a gift to be able to feel the depth and wealth of emotion that we do. And the fact that we can is not simply for survival, but it really is for experience. It is to experience everything that we get to. And so in the dark days and the sadness, as well as the elation and the joy, to try our damnness to sit and fill up the space of both ends of the spectrum as much as we can, because at the end of this thing that we call life, we can smile and we can say, I've experienced the shit out of this and I have no regrets.
Beautifully powerful and magical, wonderful way to end the interview. Meka, thank you so very much for showing up and shining, for sharing, for being vulnerable, and to use your word, authentic, take a shot of whiskey, just for being here. I am so grateful for this incredible opportunity, this incredibly beautiful, honest and raw conversation. I have enjoyed every single moment of it, as I do with all of our conversations that we have. You are a true gift and a blessing, and I am grateful to call you a friend and to have you as part of the Empowerography community, to have you as part of my life, to know you. It has been so much fun chatting with you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you, Brad. The pleasure is mine. Thank you, friend.
My pleasure and my honor. Once again, my name is Brad Welch, host of your Empowerography podcast. Today, my guest has been Meka Hemmons. She is a Chicago-based portrait photographer, confidence architect, and creator of the Calm Before the Camera system, which is a framework designed to help individuals and professionals build authentic, there's that word again, confidence in front of the lens and in life. She is also a speaker and a podcast host. Thank you so much, Meka. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at visuphoria.ca, follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast, and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.